It's week 5 of the Greek Basketball League, and Eurosport 2 has the ultimate David versus Goliath, bottom versus top encounter. The mighty Panathinaikos are at home at the Oaka Arena in Athens, and they entertain the newly promoted Trikala from central Greece. I'm Roy Birch, and with me is Mickey Bett. Mickey, I reported on the EuroLeague magazine programme last week that Panathinaikos were annihilated at Barcelona. And OK, they recovered this week to beat Nancy, but Coach Obradovic seems to be struggling to find the right chemistry.
Well, I think one thing is, Roy, for this team is that the EuroLeague is where they get challenged, and a 24-point drubbing, 90 points to 66 against Barcelona was something they didn't want, as that ball goes up rather less than straight. Yeah, but the Greek League is where they get their bread and butter, and this should be seen as probably a W in the columns.
So it's Panathinaikos in white against the newly promoted Trikala, bottom of the league at the moment, 0-3, and they're in black. But they have possession after a turnover there from Diamantidis.
Well, it was almost a perfect start as Diamantidis came off the back screen from Baptiste, and Zasaris just could not get the ball in there.
Interesting player on the ball there for Trikala. We've seen him many times on Eurosport 2. That's William Avery. Pretty smart recruit there for the head coach of Trikala. Not out of bounds on a very much avoidable turnover there. That's Pedro Nicolaides.
Well, Roy, after the empty arenas we've seen for the last couple of weeks, and I see a few people at the game today. Not as many as you perhaps find for your EuroLeague game, but there's a few who have turned out for this leisurely affair.
Yeah, just as with Olympiacos, Panathinaikos were banned from any spectators for the first 2 games of this Greek campaign as a result of the shenanigans in the playoffs last year. But tickets went on sale on Friday, and the fans have responded. And Mike Baptiste, the beast that is Mike, inside, opens the account for Panathinaikos.
Yeah, for some reason Baptiste was wide open, and they lobbed it up to him. They were hoping for a throw-down dunk, but Baptiste is a bit on the not as athletic as he used to be.
Bulgarian passport holder now, we understand, Mike Baptiste.
So you say, Roy, so you say. Well, time will see whether he plays for the national team or not, but he doesn't need that passport necessarily here.
Shot clock buzzer goes. Play continues. Diamantidis the rebound.
Now, Diamantidis, Roy, you look at one of the premier guards in Europe. You see that rebound there, snagged it down one-handed.
Diamantidis misses the 3. He hit a key 3 the other night against Sluk Nancy, as indeed did Jasikevicius. Nancy could have won that game, but Panathinaikos came up with a 10-point win in the end. And there's William Avery.
Well, Avery's come from Duke University, full of the skills, and just sees this gap wide and open. And there you see, up straight to the hoop. Avery's probably seen some good days here in this Greek league. I think Panathinaikos, we saw him first play in the ULEB Cup.
Avery drafted in 1999 after leaving Duke without graduating, and 3 seasons at the Timberwolves didn't really set any great records there, averaging only 2.7 points and 1.4 assists in 142 games, but well, making his mark in Europe.
Well, Massey with the power layup there. A great pass from William Avery. Avery can pass the ball. He had 9 assists in the first round against Larissa, a 1-point loss for Trikala. So Avery is known for his passing ability.
Yeah, as I said, Trikala are 0-3 at the moment, and they lost, as you say, by 1 point at Larissa. They lost by 11 against PAOK. Close game against AEK Athens when Avery scored 20 points. They lost that by 2. But, well, they're making their mark in Division 1, but they've got to start winning these close games. And there's Baptiste again. Nice soft touch off the glass.
Well, you'd say that was probably bread and butter there for Mike Baptiste. That is what he likes to do. A little 8-foot shot, maybe use the backboard, sometimes from the foul line. But a nice little pick and roll with Diamantidis. Really easy play.
Well, that 3-point attempt misses. That could have given Trikala an unexpected lead, but at the moment it's 4 each. Now make that, is that going to be given as goaltending?
Peperoglu, yeah, Peperoglu got out in the break, laid it up. That young man there is Stratos Peperoglu. As you see the move here, 1 dribble, gets his balance, 2 feet, and lays it up, but just goaltending there.
So 6-4, Pana over Trikala. So Pana are 4-0 at the moment, beating Marousi, Colossus, AEL and Panionios. Last week they beat Panionios by 20. More important at the moment, we think, to Coach Obradovic is the EuroLeague. They beat Zalgiris by 27 points in week 1. Lost that big game against Barcelona by a massive 24 points. They were embarrassed by that, and Mike Baptiste on defense just couldn't understand what went wrong. He said everything was wrong in the game. No spacing, no teamwork, players weren't getting back on defense, and Coach Obradovic made them work very, very hard in the next training session.
No surprise there then. Obradovic, one of the tougher coaches in Europe. Nice move from Chris Massey, Roy. That's Massey's 4th point of the game. He's a big body, and you can imagine he's prepared for this Batista matchup all week. And quite an exciting matchup for him.
Very interesting to see the lineups that Coach Obradovic puts into the Greek league, except of course against Olympiacos. He gives everybody 20 minutes or so. Got some real all-stars on the bench as ever, but his next big game in EuroLeague is against Siena. Siena in the same group as Panathinaikos, and Siena at the moment are 3-0. So a massive game coming up here at the OAK Arena next Thursday. And of course, Eurosport 2 viewers, you can find out all about that on the EuroLeague magazine show on Fridays. And here go Pana on the break again. Here's Pirforoglu.
Nice spacing from Panathinaikos on the fast break here. It's Massey's first foul of the game. Roy, nice to see down the other end that good patient movement from the Trikala team, but they have to finish the layups. You can't miss the easy ones against a team of the quality of Panathinaikos, and the quality of players is the one thing that's going to stand out right from the start that Obradovic has at his disposal compared to the coach of Trikala, excuse me.
Coach of Trikala, Giannis Christopoulos. He's got, well, pretty tough task this week. He's only got 9 players on the bench, 9 players on the score sheet. In fact, he's come here with a very much weakened side because of injuries. Sometimes it's easier to coach with a few options on the bench, though. Normally you're allowed 12 players, of course, on the team, 5 on the court, 7 on the bench, but...
well, it's one less thing to worry about,
yeah,
isn't it?
Exactly.
They've lost one of their toppest scorers, Nikos Kaklamanis, and 8-second call there. The referees have got it. Great defense there from the Greens. Oh, we got a foul called. Obradovic is going to go absolutely mental on that one. Where's the foul here? Roy, the players want an 8-second call. Oh, it was there. It was given. Okay.
Well, the crowd called that. The shot clock read 16 and the crowd went berserk. Oh, good rebound again from Massey. I think justice was seen to be done there, really. Out by 1. And William Avery draws the foul. Oh, travel. Well, okay.
Drew Nicholas took good position. Let's have a look, see the position Nicholas got. Now that gets called for a foul more often than not, but the extra step from Avery, I think when he went to turn, lost his balance and took the extra step.
Well, Avery didn't complain, so good work with the officials there. Drew Nicholas from the corner.
Drew Nicholas, second American on this team. Baptiste is the first American, although in his Bulgarian passport, what you call him now, I don't know. But Nicholas comes in as a real steadying force for them. Very good player from the University of Maryland.
Yeah, that Bulgarian passport gives Coach Obradovic another option. He can draft in another American if he wants. And I've no doubt that the Panathinaikos lineup will change significantly around about Christmas time.
You think so, right? I think they're settled. I think this is a team that looks, there's not many weaknesses on this team, and when you see players like Jasikevičius and Pekovic maybe come off the bench.
But injuries always take their toll.
Yeah,
I mean, we understand this game is the first back for Spanoulis. We'll see him a bit later on, I have no doubt. There he is on the bench, but another shot clock buzzer goes, and another rebound from Mike Baptiste. Yeah, Spanoulis has had a foot injury so far this season, and he's very gingerly working his way back into this lineup, but you can never tell with injuries, and of course Obradovic has that option of another American if he wants. Avery the foul, or Avery actually wasn't his? Yes, it was Avery's foul.
A wonderful reversal here from Panathinaikos. Ball ends up with Diamantidis, but the hard work was done by Mike Baptiste, who got the ball out of the double team in the low post. Fine passing from the Panathinaikos team. They're trained, they're disciplined well just to keep the ball moving and look for the open man. And this is, I think this might be Spanoulis coming into the game, Roy.
We got a glimpse there of Coach Giannis Christopoulos and muttering to the table, saying words along the lines of, well, We got the bad call at one end. It was a travel call, and yet exactly the same situation happened this end, and we get the foul. How does that work out then? Well, there's no point in asking the table. Ask the referees.
It's a hometown call, maybe. And on cue, Spanoulis is getting ready to come in.
Diamantidis misses from the foul line. That's a rarity indeed.
Yeah, you can't believe that.
Avery with Diamantidis all over him. Trikala doing a good job here, working the shot clock down. Most times, if you're going to beat a team like Panathinaikos, you're not going to beat them if you get involved in run and gun in a fast break game. So Trikala deliberately running the shot clock down every time and looking for well, any scraps they can pick up. Spanoulis, much appreciated by the home fans here at the Awaka Arena in Athens.
Oh yeah, warm applause for one of their heroes that tried it in the NBA, came back to the club. And this young man here in Podromos Nikolaides is 5th top scorer in the league last year with the Gallio. They got the transfer into Trikala this year. Trikala came up from the A2 league, so it's a scorer they've got, much needed, really. Yeah,
the Greek league looking a bit lopsided at the moment. Kavala have only played one game, and the courts decided that they could play, as we get an and one for Panathinaikos.
Well, it's Peperoglu, Stratos Peperoglu, with his 4th point there, with that similar move to where before draws the foul off Nikolaides. Now, at 24 years old, Stratos Peperoglu, Roy, is making a little name for himself. Already averaging 14 points a game in the Greek league.
Now, Trikala have got to dig deep here. They're trailing, and will we see a timeout? Yeah, timeout called by Coach Christopoulos of Trikala. It's the 5th session of the Greek Basketball League regular season. 14 teams in the A1 division in Greece, so 26 games in all, home and away, and after 26 games the top 8 play in the playoffs, 8v1, etc. Well, foul there against Panathinaikos number 15, Dusan Sakota.
Well, Sakota, about 6'10", ends up guarding the point guard position, Dimitri Bogdanis, and the foul was obviously something that was always going to happen. But what a great matchup. 6'10", having to guard the guy bringing the ball up the floor.
Avery defended by Spanoulis. Yeah, there's a holding foul again. Patient play from Trikala.
Well, Sakota's got the foul. Well, it looked like the foul was probably way before the shot, but they've got some continuation, and there'll be the 2 free throws to come.
Clever play here from Trikala. Well-coached team, and they've not come up to this A1 division in Greece to act as cannon fodder for everybody else. And Bradovic there looking a little bit annoyed.
Well, he's annoyed that Sakota's given up 2 fouls, back-to-back fouls off the dribble, and that means he's not getting up down low enough, not bending his knees. And he's a man of much promise. Young boy, big boy, very promising talent.
This is good from Trikala. They're putting a little bit of pressure on Panathinaikos ball handlers. Drew Nicholas. Yeah, again, good defense. And Trikala get what they deserve. There's a foul, yep. And I tell you what, Panathinaikos are not having everything their own way. Foul there, Peperoglu.
Spanoulis penetrating down the other end. There's the foul from Peperoglu, pushing the back, little reach. And it should be, I'm not sure what the referees have given.
Well, timeout being called by Obradovic. I suspect he might be, well, he might lay into his players here. A little bit angry. Panathinaikos lead by 3, and they can't put Trikala away. Although there is obviously a long time to go. So Trikala, they have to maintain their discipline. Only 1 3-pointer so far, and that was for Panathinaikos.
Well, the stats are fairly equal, Roy. You can't really separate them much. And Trikala, to their credit, have come to the Awaka and put on a decent 7 or 8 minutes together.
Yeah, after 3 early turnovers by Trikala, they've installed a little bit of discipline there, running the clock down, running the shot clock down, time after time, except on the fast break, of course, and, well, making Panathinaikos make some unwanted errors.
I think for Obradovic as well, you might see this type of game as giving minutes to the younger players. If you look at the minutes spread over the Greek league, 22 minutes is the most anybody averages for Panathinaikos, and that's Dimitri Diamantidis, as we see some highlights here. Peperoglu, that was the goaltending call. Typical pose from Obradovic, Roy. Never happy.
One of the most successful basketball coaches in the history of basketball, Zeljko Obradovic. Always demanding 100% from his players. And Trikala on the line again, yet to miss from the free throw line. And as ever,
you can always be relied on, Roy, to put that little curse in there. Thought Obradovic might have had his car keys in his hand there, Roy. So he's making a
booked a table at a local restaurant, and
somebody told him he's got a ticket inside the stadium. I'm not sure.
And Spanoulis. So it's a 3-point lead still for Panathinaikos. Under 3 to go in the first period. Drew Nicholas, newly recruited for Panathinaikos. Spanoulis inside. Great rebound there for Papachristos. Here's Avery again. 12. Dikanovic. Out of bounds for Trikala with 11 on the shot clock.
Characteristic, the green defense, the Panathinaikos defense, is they get hands in passing lanes. Nothing's easy. You can see Peperoglu just gets a hand to it. Nothing there going to go the way for.
The 2 is good. It's a 1-point game.
This is really exciting for the Trikala team. They are hanging in come the end of the first quarter.
Bogdanas, instant offense off the out of bounds there. Oh, Pekovic inside. It's too easy.
Well, Pekovic, I love this guy. Nikola Pekovic, just drafted last year by Minnesota at 22. Really a big star for the Serbian national team.
Now, is that Sakota?
That's Sakota's foul, I think.
It could have been Pekovic, could have been Sakota. Here we go, let's have a look. Well, Sakota fouls him there, but then...
They've both got him, really. I'm not sure. The referee's looking at Sakota.
If that's Sakota, that's his third in no time.
Well, the problem for him, he just has a hard time moving his feet. He's not very quick, not very agile for that position they're trying to play him at, but at 6'10", he's got the length and the arm span.
The familiar figure of Antonis Fotsis comes in for Panathinaikos, newly recruited from Dynamo Moscow. And Sakota on 3 fouls, it's the pine. 12 for Trikala is Savo Dikanovic. Well, they've missed 3 out of the last 4 foul shots, and that's a shame for Trikala because they were 4 on 4. Now they're 5 from 8. So 1 point from the line is crucial in this so far tight game. Spanoulis again defended by Avery. Avery very wary of Spanoulis, just giving him a metre of space or so. Looking to fight through the picks. Peperoglu goes inside, finds Pekovic. Nice 2, great assist there from Peperoglu.
Roy, it's the presence of Nikola Pekovic, that man number 14, that really is a hard sell for Trikala, really. They can't guard him, not big enough, and he uses his body so well.
2 weeks' time, it'll be the big game in the first half of the regular season in Greek League. It'll be Panathinaikos hosting Olympiakos, and what a matchup that'll be. Vucic, the new recruit for Olympiakos, against Pekovic. Wow. But the 3-pointer there from Trikala, well, it keeps them within 1, and if this break is scored, they'll go into the lead, and they miss it. Oh my goodness me. Out of bounds. Wow. Well, somebody got a rush of blood to the head there. Tried to dunk it and missed by a mile.
Well, Bogdanas has just made the 3 previous to that. And he missed a layup. Didn't know whether to dunk it or lay it up. Well, those missed chances.
Well, he saw glory, didn't he? On court for the first time for Panathinaikos, Sarunas Jasikevičius, a great Lithuanian player.
It's absolutely amazing the quality of player they can bring off the bench for the first time.
Trikala have an opportunity to go into the lead here, which is, well,
that's in.
Went in, yeah. So Trikala by 1.
It trickled in, that one, that's for sure. But
you were just waiting for that one, weren't you? 35 seconds remaining in the first period, and Trikala from Central Greece lead the mighty Panathinaikos by 1. And, well, Fosis missed the rebound, and he's fouled, and he'll go at the foul line.
And the key is there, Fotis misses a rebound and nobody on the Trikala team can actually clean it up. He's seen no black hands on the ball. So another foul ensues.
So foul shots to come, and Trikala lead Pana by 1. Timeout over, and angry Obradovic has laid into the Panathinaikos players. And on the line.
Well, it's not often that a team, Panathinaikos or Olympiacos for that matter, would lose a quarter, a 10-minute section of basketball, but it is on the cards right now.
Fotis ties things up. And takes Pana back into a 1-point lead. And a little bit of pressure from Pana as well. Yeah, the last thing Trikala need is for a forward to have to handle the ball in the backcourt, and Avery takes over. Differential of 3 seconds between game and shot clock. Avery looking to go inside. He's fouled. There's smart play again from a very smart player, William Avery.
Well, I think that's a characteristic of a very good guard, able to run the floor, run the clock down, get into the paint and cause some damage. Look, there's 2 fouls there. The referee will only pick up one of those, probably on Pekovic, I would have thought.
Yeah, brave penetration there from Avery, going inside against monster players, and just gets the drop, so it's back to a tie.
Well, it can't be easy playing this arena. It's not many people here. That doesn't generate much heat. It's a big arena, and possibly quite cold for the players.
Avery takes Trikala into a 1-point lead. It says something there, Mickey, about the referee could have chosen either one of those 2 players to call on a foul. When was the last time you saw 2 players pick up a foul at the same time? It used to happen quite often, but I can't remember the last time I saw that. Probably 30 years ago or something like that. Jasikevičius misses the 3, and Pana get the tap on the buzzer. It's Perperoglu inside. Wow. Trikala will look at their defense, say, who didn't box that guy out? And what a shame there for Trikala.
It's over the back, though. Watch this. Perperoglu comes running. He's on the 3-point line now. Look. Takes a running jump over the back. Everybody's boxing out. Pekovic is boxed out.
2 seconds, 1.5 seconds. The clock's still ticking. Perperoglu the tap with 0.7 of a second remaining. So Panathinaikos lead Trikala by 1 after 1 period. Greek League, regular season, Panathinaikos lead Trikala, but only by 1. Trikala bottom of the league, Panathinaikos undefeated as yet, 4-0. Foul called.
I think that's a foul from, yeah, there it is. Kostas Sasaris there, helping over on the drive. You don't see him in shot right now, but there you do. Go to block the shot. And arm on, oh, went up to dunk it too. Nice play.
Lazy defense there from Jasikevičius. Let his man go baseline, and that's why Statsaris fouled. On the line for Trikala is Papachristos. Well, foul shots proving crucial after a good start from Trikala. The Coach Christopoulos knows that foul shots could be crucial here. Get demoralised if you miss your foul shots when you could have had an open score. But ties are now scored.
Interesting to see Obradovic here give extended time to Spanoulis. He knows he's going to need Spanoulis come EuroLeague time, so he could do with a good workout today.
Ooh, foul there on Djukanovic. Just stepped in to help on the pick, and problems at the moment for Trikala because William Avery's been given a bit of a rest on the bench, and number 14 is Georgios Fountas, very inexperienced number 14. Could be a crucial time now for Trikala with their main guard off the floor. Spanoulis dribbling, penetrating, dishing off. Fotis from 3-point range. Great pass there from Spanoulis to Fotis.
Well, Spanoulis drew the whole Trikala defense in, all 5 players in the paint, wide open to Fotis, and that was the result. Great play from Spanoulis.
Pana by 3 very early in the second period. Here's that guy I was talking about, Fountas. Just to make the most of his limited court time, or what will probably be limited court time. Yeah, that's why it's limited. Poor play there from Fountas. Almost went back to it, had nowhere to go, and luckily just passed it against an opponent who knocked it out of bounds.
Well, wonderful defense too, Roy. Sasaris steps up on the pick and roll. Jasikevičius spots it, and they double team on the halfway line.
Yeah, Panathinaikos have spotted the fact that This guy on the ball at the moment is, well, not particularly good passer of the ball. And Jasikevic just on the break. A poor turnover there from Fountas, and he didn't get back on defense either.
Yeah, it's an outstanding fast break. Started with the defense, and it started with a real switch on the pick and roll. There it is again.
They know, yeah. Yeah, the foul over the back.
And that's something that Panathinaikos need to work out, because that should have been a rotation. The ball went free to the three-point line. Somebody should have rotated around, because you're going to find teams in the EuroLeague who are going to expose that.
Now Trikala must get William Avery back on the floor quickly. They can't continue with the number 14 at the point. He's not capable of running the offense against such a good Panathinaikos team. I just wonder how long William Avery's going to spend on that bench. Oh, lovely pass, and the foul. Yeah, great passing again from Panathinaikos, and the crowd applauding that.
Well, Cashman went back door, and Cashman got in a bit of trouble. But watch this pass. We don't actually get to see it, but Sasaris catches it, goes up like that, up and under. Nice move from Panathinaikos. You know, Panathinaikos put so many players on the floor that can play the game with such a high standard of skill level. It is incredible.
Their budget of 33 million euros means that they can not exactly have the pick of any player they want, but some quality players come to this legendary Greek club.
And I would guess that the Trikala budget is probably between $1 and $2 million. I wouldn't think it's any more than that. So it's probably 16 times differential.
So Trikala suddenly from 21 each, they trail by 7. And it's all without their main threat at guard on the floor. There's another turnover. And Papachristos this time. Well, I just wonder how long Coach Christopoulos can wait before he puts William Avery back on the floor. The game may have disappeared by the time he gets back on the floor.
Well, this is the problem for Trikala, because now the Panathinaikos players are all warmed up. They're all ready to play. And you've got to stop them scoring points.
That penetration again from Spanoulis to Fotsis. This time the 3 misses, and the rebound grabbed by Djukanovic. Oh, what an awful turnover. Soutsos just took his eye off the ball and he slipped through.
That's back-to-back turnovers, and that's probably the worst of all you can get. The ability to catch the ball is quite vital in basketball.
Avery back on.
Yeah, on cue, right,
not too soon either.
You've got to have control at the guard position. And Avery is as good as this team has got. Avery, although he's in his twilight years of his career maybe, still playing at a very high level.
Yeah, William Avery, been all over the place. Timberwolves, Hapoel Tel Aviv, Hapoel Jerusalem, Avtomash in Ukraine, Macedonis in Greece, and Panionis in Greece as well. We saw him at Alba Berlin quite often. Been to Galatasaray. Been all over the place. AEK Athens as well.
More clubs than Nick Faldo maybe.
That's an updated version of the old Jack Nicklaus saying, is it?
You can't say Jack Nicklaus these days. Nobody's heard of him.
Who? Well, a lot of people in Greece have heard of William Avery, and even he turns the ball over. And here go Pana on the ball. It's getting a bit like Showtime now, as Jasikevic just throws the ball into a player who didn't expect it, and Spanoulis nails the 3.
Secondary break ends up with a 3-point shot. That's confidence for you, and that's what Spanoulis brings to this team.
I just love watching Jasikevic. You know, he just casually threw the ball over his shoulder then on the halfway line. Luckily for him, his Panathinaikos teammate was expecting it. You always do with Jasikevic, because he throws some weird passes. They nearly always get there, though. Good rebound. Oh, I'd say good rebound, but Harrismidis just about gets the drop. It's a 10-point lead for Pana. Over the shoulder pass from Spanoulis, and here go Trikala on the break now. Nice pass from Avery. This is a good fast break. That is how to play the fast break, Trikala.
Nice play. Spanoulis was tempted to block the shot. Look, here he goes. Almost. No, it's Cashman. Goes up. No, I'm not going to have any of that.
Cashman wasn't going to give an and one away there. Changed his mind.
Thought about it. Nice play. That's a great pass. Oh, he's missed it. Sasaris.
Rebound Massey. 6 points. The difference. William Avery into the corner. If that goes in, it's only 3 points now. So since Avery came back on the floor, it's a different Trikala out there.
Nicolaides there, wide open. As I said, 5th top scorer last year with a Gallio in this league, so he has the ability to put the points on the board.
Spanoulis inside, nice penetration.
Well, Spanoulis, you kept thinking he was going to kick it to the corner, but he went strong and got the easy two.
Well, this is what Pano are missing in Barcelona, some control, and that control at the moment being worked on by Spanoulis. Massey inside, misses, and the rebound grabbed by Diamantidis.
He wanted the foul, not going to get it.
Jasikevičius is fouled, but that will not be shots, or it shouldn't be, because it was passing off.
Well, you can see Jasikevičius, it really is. This is his last stop for him as a professional at this level. This Panathinaikos team is getting to the latter years of his career. He would have shot that shot. And he's hungry at times. Chatioretis comes into the game. Another Greek hero. Spanoulis sits down. It's a good 15, maybe 10 minutes for him. Prepare him for the EuroLeague next week.
Yeah, he's been hobbling for the last couple of months on a bad foot injury, but as you say, working his way back in. And the rebound drops into the hands of William Avery. Well, that's the second attempted dunk for Trikala that has gone in and out again. Again, the no-look pass from Jasikevičius. Oh, this is volleyball almost. Well, great passing from Pana.
It's pass as you want, exactly right. Wherever you want to go, I'll pass you the ball. Pekovic gets it there. Avery, the foul, the easy one for the referees to call, and Avery straight up with the hand.
And Pekovic on the line for Pana. It's only 5 points though at the moment. Trikala, having been 10 down at one stage, have fought their way back in. And this is not over yet. 4.5 to go in the first half.
Roy, you alluded to something early in the game that when you have less players to choose from, it becomes an easier coaching decision. Well, Obradovic has to keep everybody happy. He has to give everybody about between 15 and 20 minutes, and there's a lot of players there. So they're coming in cold. There's another one, Peparoglu's seen some time already.
Yeah, the problem for Trikala, though, those 9 players, I wouldn't really say that Fountas, the number 14, is experienced enough at this level yet. Turnovers galore, and really, I don't expect to see Fountas on the court again, so it's a matter of Trikala only having 8 players to choose from against the 12 of Pana. That's a shot off balance. Well, the off-balance shot goes in. 6 for Trikala is Nikolaidis. And it's back to a 7-point Pana lead now. And, well, I was about to say make that 9, but the reverse layup is missed. Here goes William Avery again. 4 points is the margin. Oh, if that 3 had gone in, well, he went over the back, out of bounds, and Panathinaikos lead Trikala by 4. Panathinaikos with under 4 to go in the first half, lead Trikala by 4. Pekovic is fouled.
Yeah,
kept his pivot foot down.
Yeah, Roy, Pekovic has gone underneath. Watch this, underneath. And there's maybe a weak foul, and Massey's complaining to the referee about it. He's still talking away there. But a nice move from Nikola Pekovic. He does have a very big body, round body. It's tough to guard, especially when he bumps you on the first dribble.
Good coaching there from Giannis Chrysopoulos of Trikala. Just indicated to Massey that he thought he'd done a good job on defense. So a little bit of psychology inspiring his players there as Pekovic hits both foul shots. Now, Massey shouldn't really be inbounding the ball there. He should be receiving it. And there was almost another turnover there for Trikala. This is good defense from Pana. And the rebound, Pekovic. And off go Pana on the break. Jasikevičius. Oh, lovely pass in there to Ketchman.
Yeah, that was a classic fast break there. The penetration, that last-minute pass, and the defense on the floor. And Ketchman gets to the easiest 2 we'll probably have all night. The defense from Panathinaikos is absolutely swarming because every shot from Trikala is a rush shot. No time, no space.
Well, the travel call there. The double team caused the turnover. And Nikolaidis there forced to pick up his pivot foot. Let's have a look. Yeah, there's the travel. Despite the intense physical pressure from the defenders. 9 comes on. That's Bogdanos for Trikala. Under 3 to go.
Well, that's perfect play from Pekovic there. We get an action replay of that. He's absolutely sealed this man on the low post. 2 for there. You see, look how he uses his body. He's going to turn now, if he can. He's got an arm connected to him.
Yeah, no matter who commits the original or who instigates the original contact there, 85% of fouls in basketball are called on the defense. So the referee, if he sees interlocked arms there, he will almost invariably give credit to the offensive player. Smart play there from Pekovic. And it's been given as an unsportsmanlike. Well,
yeah. So you hold on to players in the game. It's an easy call for the referees, really. And they're looking to make their name in the game.
So 2 from 2 from the line for Pekovic, and possession Panathinaikos.
And Roy Pekovic, born in Montenegro, grew up with the Podgorica team, and I wonder if 18 months ago he would have been in the Serbia-Montenegro team. Well, possibly not anymore, because that's the team that GB have to play, the Serbian team, next Eurobasket.
Yeah, if you've not heard, the Eurobasket draw was made yesterday, and it's Spain, Serbia and Slovenia, all the S's in the same group as Great Britain, next September in Poland, in Warsaw in fact. So we look forward to those games. If you're Slovenian, Serbian, Spanish or British. Panathinaikos lead Trikala in the regular season. This is week 5 of the Greek League, and this man on the line is causing all kinds of problems for Trikala. Pekovic, newly recruited this season. Actually, it was the end of last season when Pekovic came to Panathinaikos from Partizan, a great Serbian club. I suspect that may have been a matter of a somewhat higher salary being offered.
Well, he's averaging 17 in the Greek League and 13 in the Euroleague in the only 3 games they've played in that competition so far. He is a very, very big prospect for Europe, and the drafting this summer of Minnesota Timberwolves at number 31, the 2nd round.
On court for the first time for Panathinaikos, Nick Hatrovitas, number 10, just asking for a little bit of clarification from the official there. He reckoned that ball came off Trikala. Anyway, the referee was right on the spot and gave the ball to the team in black. That's Trikala. 5 on the shot clock as Avery goes inside, gets his shot blocked, and here go Pana on the break. Hatrovitas waits for the trailer and decides to play it in the half court.
I love 2 minutes. The way they dribble down the floor, they spread the floor, come to the wings, leaving the post free.
Perperoglu inside, and that's a Pana possession with 10 on the shot clock.
Yeah, that was poor play there from Stratis Perperoglu. Got stuck in the on the baseline, no pass, nowhere to go, too many bodies. Here's the block shot. Here's Perperoglu himself, and that started to initiate the fast break.
Now that's been called an offensive foul. Now you see the white semicircle underneath the basket. The contact was called before Perperoglu got to that, what's called the no charge circle. Here we go, there it is, there's the charge. That's a good call.
Yeah, that's poor play from Stratis Perperoglu, really. Just forcing the issue too much. Should have moved the ball on. Defense wasn't really there for driving.
The newly Bulgarianized Mike Baptiste comes in for Pana.
Well, the question to be asked, will he play Eurobasket 2009 with that passport now?
I suspect Bulgaria may select him. Or may want to anyway. Is that called a Bosman 2 now? I think it is, yeah. Avery goes up, 1 on the shot clock, it's gone, it's gone.
Roy Trikala all over the place. They can't quite fathom how to deal with this switching defense off the pick and roll. And that's the way they practice. They practice having all players, 6'10", 6'11", guarding guards, moving their feet quickly.
Under 90 seconds remaining in the first half, and it's an 11-point lead for Pana. Oh, it's too easy. Hatrovitas all the way to the hoop. No defense, no awareness on behalf of Trikala there. Nobody knew what on earth was happening. And here's William Avery looking to go inside again. He's fouled. No, he's not. It's number 12, Tikanovic, who is fouled. Great pass there from William Avery.
Yeah, that was a good look. It was almost as if it was very lucky. Got its ending point because there was too many white shirts in there. Cashman almost got a hand on it.
Mickey, we've seen some veterans around Europe on Eurosport 2 in recent weeks. We've seen Alex Scales playing for Kiev. How do you rate William Avery on the vet scale?
He's a good guard, there's no doubt about it. There's a reason he's playing for a newly promoted club, and that's probably because he couldn't get a job with one of the better Greek teams. And it was an easy option for him, an easy option for Trikala coming up too. to hire an American like Avery with a lot of experience. It's a good pass too there.
And that's an even better pass. Well, Baptiste keeps his hands on the rebound. Jasikevicius into Hatrovitas.
Oh, they're playing with him now.
Oh, what a great pass there from Jasikevicius. Faked to shoot, found the man inside and drew the foul. And unfortunately for Trikala, it's against William Avery.
That's 2 fouls. Now Avery's had to come over. Look, if Avery doesn't come over, nobody comes over. Djukanovic didn't want to know anything about it. Number 12 there on the right of your screen.
And Antonis Fotsis on the foul line for Pana.
But I think going back to Avery's played in what you read the list out. It was almost 5 or 6 different countries he's played in. So he's a much traveled player, and he's got great pedigree. There's no doubt about it. Duke University, the NBA, but probably at the end of his career. But the experience he brings to this team, you know, they've lost 2 games by 1 and 3 points. So they're almost there. They would have had 2 wins if those gone the right way. Instead, they sit right at the bottom of the table without a win, hoping to get their first win here.
Yeah, they are by far a long way from being the worst team in this Greek league. They're a mid-table team, I think. And well, with a bit of hard work and a bit of luck as well, they can make the top 8. Well, they hit the rim, so the rebound, they've got a new 24 if they want it. And they don't need it. Great power there from Nikolaidis.
Well, Nikolaidis is a scorer, as proven last year with the Gallia. Already mentioned 17 points a game last year. And that's why 3-point range and hustles get points inside the lane too.
And very cleverly using the equipment there to avoid being blocked. Here's Jasikevicius running the clock down at the end of the first half. It's Pana by 11. And there's a foul.
Carried, I think.
Jasikevicius, well, no reaction from the Lithuanian. Thinks, well, what on earth that call then, ref?
I think that is a reaction by not reacting. It's just a nonplussed look at the referees. What on earth are you doing? Great hustle.
Oh, what a great hustle down the floor. Avery couldn't receive it, and 1 second left, and the buzzer beater doesn't beat the buzzer, as they say. Well, a good performance from Trikala, but Panathinaikos too strong. They lead by 11 at the end of the first half. Week 5 of the Greek League regular season. William Avery there for coach Christopoulos of Trikala. And it's home court of Panathinaikos, the Greek Giants, the Greek champions for many, many years now. They lead by 11. And one of the main players for Panathinaikos, that's Pekovic, number 14, has done an awful lot of damage inside. And here's William Avery, the veteran guard, been around the continent and now found a bit of a spiritual home, I suppose, in central Greece, in Trikala. Trikala, a town of 70,000 souls in the middle of Greece. Very close to the unbelievable tourist attraction of Meteora. Meteora, described as a lot of rocks with monasteries on top. I'll tell you what, it's a lot more than that. And passing through Greece many, many years ago, I saw these monasteries on top of these rocks and couldn't believe my eyes. Those guys, the monks, live up there and they never go anywhere else. Everything is taken up to them on winches and buckets, and quite an astounding way of life. Anyway, here Trikala from central Greece in the Greek capital, Athens, playing against the mighty Panathinaikos.
And a foul called on Massey there, just having a hard time guarding Pekovic. Although it'll be another foul he's probably seen he hasn't got. Well, it's tough to see a foul in there, Roy, especially in the Greek league where not much is called inside.
Well, Panathinaikos coach Obradovic targeted Pekovic as one of his one of the players he really wanted to bring to Athens, and he did that at the end of last season. And Partizan's loss is definitely Panathinaikos' game.
You know, the strength of Pekovic is the way he used his body, and that foul drawn there on Papa Christos was the example that he had him on his back and kept him on his back. And Christos had to give up the foul of the 2 points.
Yeah, you can imagine Pekovic in another life, had he been born in the Antipodes, would have been playing for the All Blacks in rugby. But the massive frame of number 14 wasn't required by Panathinaikos there, because Dusan Ketchman laid the ball up nice and softly. It's a 13-point lead now for Pana.
There's a big times here for Trikala. They have to hang on the first 5 minutes because the Panathinaikos have come out ready to play.
Well, if they give the ball away, then they have no chance. 4 on the shot clock. Avery looks up, passes off, and that shot was away after the buzzer, but yeah.
Wow. So foul's been called on Ketchman, I think.
Well, you can tell by the hoots of derision from the crowd. They didn't exactly appreciate that call, nor did Ketchman.
Well, this is a very unforgiving crowd, Roy, especially when it comes to bad calls. They know their basketball, these Panathinaikos fans, inside and out. They understand the game very, very well. And they're lucky there's only 3,000 or 4,000 people here.
Well, that just highlights the difficulty that the shot clock operator has there. It's an automatic situation, so personally speaking, I thought that Trikala got the shot away after the buzzer, and therefore the foul was after the buzzer as well. And how Ketchman was accredited a foul, I have no idea.
Well, Ketchman must have just taken the arm somewhere along the line, because he gets 3 shots. Obradovic sits down.
I think you can safely say Obradovic didn't exactly appreciate the call either.
But he's looking to get this one over quickly, that's for sure.
Yeah, next big game here at the OACA on Thursday, Siena. The mighty Siena, 3-0. And Pana are only, I say only, 2-1 in EuroLeague. Well, here go Trikala on the break. Here's William Avery. We have a 4-on-2 situation. Avery misses again. Poor decision. Avery looks at the official and says, "No foul, ref." And the answer comes back, definitely no foul. Here goes the block there, and just watch the fast break. Well, our director wasn't that interested in it, but a very interesting non-call there. This pass from Spanoulis is too hot to handle.
That was a nice little offense there. The backdoor play, the back screen for Fotsis, but the pass was just wayward. Fotsis would have caught that if it had been in his range.
Ketchman on defense. Here's Avery. Again, tough defense from Pana. Whoa, that's a hell of a three-pointer. Wow, what a good pass as well.
Nicolaides made the shot. That's another three-pointer from the 6'7" forward.
And Trikala need a lot more of those. But all credit to the team in black. They are not quitting. They will not lie down. Ketchman inside, outside. And a little bit of a pose there from the Pana players. Well, was the ball already out of bounds? Pekovic is looking at the official to say, well, I left it because it was already out of bounds.
Well, the golden rule of basketball, never leave a ball. Let's say, I think Nicolaides... Let's have a look.
That's a great hustle. That's a tremendous hustle there from Papachristos.
Tremendous camera work too. Saw all of that except for the referee in the way.
And all credit to the official, he was right on the spot. Massey to his compatriot William Avery. Oh, a carry called. Well, we've seen a lot more carries called this season than in the last 10 years, I reckon, in European basketball, Mickey. Is it something the referees have been alerted to?
Oh, for sure. There's no doubt about it. And we've seen it more in this Greek league over the last 2 or 3 weeks. It's happening all the time, so there's definitely some incentive to get them called. Nice move from Spanoulis there, all the way. The foul. Papachristos.
Yeah, for people new to basketball, when you're dribbling the ball, you're not allowed to put your hand below the center of gravity of the ball and stop the momentum of the ball and then carry on again. And that's what we're calling a carry. And in the last 10 years or so, we've seen a lot of American players get away with it, but they're not getting away with it this season.
The problem is, I think, with that sort of skill, it's taught at the very young age to carry the ball, so unless you sort it out at the very young age, there's no point doing it at the professional level, because it's not going to sort itself out.
Yeah, one of the best women players we've ever had in Great Britain, a lady called Missy Lender. She's getting on a bit nowadays, but great player and superb coach. But she did coach those kids in Wales to carry the ball, and for many years they got away with it, and then when suddenly the referee started calling it, they couldn't understand why. You say it's accepted thing in college ball and in the NBA, but not in Europe.
Yeah, it's poor play from Panathinaikos there, Roy. They've back-to-back errors. Pekovic misses an easy shot one end, and then Ketchman overthrows it to Fotsis.
Well, it's early in the second half here, but I would never have dreamt that Trikala would be within 5 points of the mighty Panathinaikos, and I don't think Coach Obradovic would have thought that either. Still a long way to go. Good hustle from Trikala. Now, if they can get it... Oh, they got a foul. Yeah, that's patient play. And Pekovic, dumb foul, I'll call that one.
Roy, one of the characteristics of William Avery is I think his teams play well when he shoots well, and he's had a poor shooting performance today. But it's not going to take much for things to open up and him to get hot. He has to score. He scored 20 last weekend.
Yeah, there's another foul, and this time it's called an illegal screen against Chris Massey. Mike Batiste on for Nikola Pekovic, and Pekovic takes a seat on the bench as a result of committing what I called then a dumb foul. Obradovic was not impressed. Fotsis in the low post. For turnover from Fotsis, it's 1-on-4, and that's good recognition from Trikala. No foul called? Yes, there was eventually. Was it Batiste? Who's the foul against? Well, the referee's pointing at a Trikala player.
What's a push in the back on Djukanovic, I think, on Batista. That's what it is. Yeah, yep, there it is. He's pushed Mike Batista in the back to get the rebound.
Again, that's unfortunate for Trikala because they're in the penalty. And Mike Batiste takes the long walk down the floor for 2 free throws. And everything was looking hunky-dory there for Trikala. They were 5 down with possession. They got a good shot away and then a dumb foul. And such is the fine line between winning and losing, and at the highest level of basketball, that could turn the game. Trikala were just getting back into it. And now they're 7 down.
We've got to try and hang on. There's minutes before the end of the third quarter. They've got to try and get Avery into some scoring pattern. He's a big key for this team.
Well, the beauty of basketball is that it ain't over until that fat lady up in the stands sings. And Partizan Belgrade came back from 23 points behind this week to win in EuroLeague. Can Trikala do something? Can they spring the ultimate surprise in the Greek League? Well, the shot clock buzzer goes. Avery gets it and loses it again. That's a great pity for William Avery. Got the ball off the rim, so new shot clock, and then lost it again.
Well, I think Avery's quickness has really deserted him. Spanoulis goes up easy too.
Yeah, when you miss 2 at the other end and give 2 away, that's a 4-point play there for Panathinaikos. Great change of direction from Spanoulis and lays it up nice and soft.
Now Avery's got to make things work. 9 points down, 4:20 to go. Too long to go to get to the end of the third.
Yeah, from being 5 down with the ball, it could have been 3, but now they're 9 down. Avery inside, nice pass and a poor shot. But he gets his own rebound and gets his shot blocked again. Now, did the ball hit the rim? Did the ball hit the rim in that offense ever? Did it slightly touch it? Not according to the shot clock operator.
We've got timeout here for Trikala.
No, it didn't hit the rim. Yeah,
swatted that one away to the way beyond the 3-point line. And then the cheap seats. Oh, look at this bit of volleyball.
Great work there from the table official. Spanoulis inbounds and receives it back again. And here's Hatravitas. Spanoulis looking to get the ball into Baptiste. I thought he was going to pass through the defender's legs there. Baptiste in the low post. Shot clock on 7. Good defense from Trikala. And won the crowd call, and nothing. Good defense from Trikala. No foul, Spanoulis. Wow. Oh, almost coast to coast. And really a rush of blood there from Papachristos.
Well, he should have made it. Almost got the spin on the ball. Did everything, all the difficult stuff first.
Spanoulis pulls up. Doesn't nail the jumper. Good rebound there from Bogdanos.
Well, it's a strange game because Trikala have had their chances to even be closer than this, and Panathinaikos not managed to put the team away.
But when you think the Trikala, bottom of the league, 0-3, Panathinaikos top of the league, 4-0. I tell you what, there's only 9 points between the two teams, and really my comments about the strength of the Greek league is not founded or not justified by the spirit that Trikala are showing here.
Right, exactly right. You look at the quality of Panathinaikos, you look at the team of unknowns as Drew Nicholas comes in. That's the problem for a team like Trikala. You bring players like Nicholas off the bench, premier guard in Europe. You'd think it'd be a blowout, but Trikala have worked hard, they've played hard, they've controlled a tempo in that man there, Avery. He hasn't been much of a scorer today, but he's definitely controlled things.
One thing Panathinaikos do not do, though, they don't give away easy scores on out of bounds against them, and that was good defense on the out of bounds there. And Trikala being forced to take poor shots like that one, for instance, and another one as well. Well, 2 points spurned there by Trikala, and you cannot afford to do that against a quality team like this when Jasikevic just nails the open jumper at the other end. Another 4-point play in Panathinaikos' favour. Now, Panathinaikos or Jasikevic would normally pass in that situation, but an open shot and nailed the two. Timeout over. Christopoulos has seen a lot of 4-point plays go against him. His team is 11 points down again, having been within 5 only a minute or so ago. 2.5 to go in the third period. Avery defended by Jasikevic. Baptiste denies any pass inside. Shot clock on 4. This is good defense from Pana. The shot clock buzzer goes. Again, great defense from the Greens playing in white. And Trikala can't buy a score at the moment.
Yeah, Bogdanov with the ball too late in the shot clock. I wouldn't be too upset if I was Christopoulos about this. You get down deep in the shot clock, of course, and we're going to have some go against you. You've got to control tempo. It
was a deliberate ploy at the beginning of the game to run the shot clock down. Baptiste gets his own rebound twice.
A big problem there. They cannot clean their own boards up. Batista chasing down a rebound.
Oh, great pass. Jasikevicius. Beautiful pass from the Lithuanian into the Bulgarian. And Baptiste nails the two. Look at that. No-look pass. Thank you very much. I'll have those two. A soft dunk almost from Baptiste.
Yeah, Baptiste is upset with himself. He ended up pump faking air. There was nobody there.
He faked the atmosphere out. So it's a 13-point lead now for Pana with 1.5 minutes to go in the third. The crowd have come to life. And there's another one. Another shot clock violation against Trikala. What can the team in black, what can the visitors do against this intense defense from Pana? Not a lot, I would hesitate to say.
Well, you're right, Roy. The crowd wake up. Everything gets a bit excitable near the end of the game. Now, can they really finish this off before the end of the third?
Remember Panathinaikos' next big game. Oh, another great pass from Jasikevičius. The man is just mounting the assists up. He must be pretty close to a double-double at the moment. Points and assists, and that's a rarity. 1 minute to go. Trikala trail by 15. And still they can't score. Baptiste the rebound and the foul against number 7. That's Papachristos. And the crowd getting angry at Papachristos for having the nerve to suggest that Baptiste travelled.
Well, Jasikevičius, I thought, had a big, broad smile on his face as he turned around to see Papachristos complaining about the foul.
Well, in the old days, if you have the ball in your hands and you slide it on your backside, then that's called a travel. Not nowadays, though. That's a new rule or a new interpretation of the rule. Perhaps Coach Christopoulos hasn't informed his players of that change. Here's Baptiste on the foul line again for Pana.
Well, Panathinaikos crowd, all they want is somebody on the opposition team winding people up out there to wake themselves up, making a bit of noise. And Trikala have definitely awoken the crowd.
Well, after all the shenanigans in the playoffs last year between Olympiacos and Panathinaikos, the Greek authorities have banned smoking at these two big arenas, the OAK Arena and the Stadium of Peace and Friendship.
It's not a health issue, is it?
No lighting up. No, it's a safety issue. They don't want anyone in with lighters or matches to... we saw a bonfire on the floor last year, but not this year. Not yet anyway. And Avery, that's the first score for Trikala in an age. It's back to a 14-point lead now for Pana with a 13-second differential between game and shot clock. Jasikevičius, a bounce pass inside. I was about to say, Panathinaikos, if Batista scored, that another assist to Jasikevičius. Do we give Jasikevičius another assist there because a power move from Baptiste?
What a superb move, Mike Batista. This is where he's so good. Soft touch, 8 feet.
And that all came from a superb bounce pass inside. Well, the three there from Avery. And Trikala needed that very, very badly indeed. There's the buzzer for the third period, and it's a 13-point Pana lead.
I think we've got a travelling call on Jasikevičius, Roy. We've got 0.7 of a second left with one shot for Trikala left.
Now, Trikala can make a score here with less than a second to go, and that will give them some heart indeed going into the fourth period. What have they got out of bounds? William Avery, the long shot. Well, the buzzer went before he received it then. So it's a 13-point lead for Panathinaikos over Trikala in this fifth week of the Greek regular season. Let's have a look. The buzzer went there before he received it. It missed anyway. That would have posed problems for the officials. Panathinaikos lead Trikala in the Greek League regular season, week 5. It's Pana's 13-point advantage, and that may be increased here with Purparoglu on the break, and the layup is missed, so Trikala get away with the turnover, and Baptiste knocks the ball out of bounds.
Good hustle there from Trikala to get back. Purparoglu missed it, and you see it just tipped it off the ring. It's a nice play, smart play there.
There is still a possibility of the biggest shock in the Greek League regular season for many a year. Trikala are still in with a shout. We've seen 13-point leads disappear many times here on Eurosport 2. Not often when Panathinaikos are the home side, but you never know. As Pana get the rebound in the form of Jasikevičius, the long ball dropped into his hands. And again, the trademark look-away pass does that pretty often. Jasikevičius. And here go Trikala on the break. That's great defense. Purparoglu was back. Avery hits the three. It's a 10-point game now. Trikala with a chance.
We talked about Avery lighting up. We got Sakota just flat as to deceive. There's no way that should get blocked.
Well, Sakota, son of a famous coach of Yugoslavia, but
what a pass. Oh, outstanding, Roy.
Behind the back pass there. Look at this Jasikevičius. He's a pass master. Well, if you're a fan of Lithuanian basketball, you're used to seeing the great Sabonis making passes like that, but all the Lithuanians can do it nowadays.
Well, again, the tempo controlled here by Avery. Not going to take a quick shot, but the problem is they run it down.
Was he fouled? No, he wasn't. Nothing's called, and the rebound drops into the hands of Drew Nicholas.
Again, they spread the floor, get the pick and roll.
Terrific passing again, and the three-point is completed, or the three-point is made. Antonius Spotsis.
That's a good three, open three. It was everything concentrated on Batista, and the wide open jump shot in the end off the break.
So 5 points in a row for Pana. Avery the pass. Batista, no, that's a call to travel. Well, was he traveling? Was he still dribbling? But he accepts the call.
Yeah, Harris Mead is there. I think he just jumped in the air when he catches the ball.
Let's have a look.
A little shuffle, very quick to see though.
How many times do you see that not called though? I'd say that's a pretty soft call there. Always tell when the referee looks away in a kind of embarrassed silence. Purparoglu into the corner again. That's the second three from the same spot.
Sakota, second three, Roy, and a great pass from Purparoglu. Drew the defense in. Every sucked into the lane.
Well, Sakota needs a good game here because he had 3 pretty dumb fouls and a couple of turnovers, but their 2 quick threes in succession will give him a little bit of confidence. Not that he needs his confidence boosting very much. Nice pass from Avery, but look at Baptiste back for the rebound, back for the block, but eventually the score is made, and that's 13. That's Harris Midis. Sakota again. The boy's on fire.
That's what he does well. Shoot the ball. Not known for his rebounding, not known for his defense, but he can nail a three-pointer. 3 in the space of a minute, I think that is.
Well, his dad'd be proud. That many hours in the playground shooting those threes.
He's charging foul and some defense too from Dusan Sakota. He can't quite believe it, because you'll see that Bogdanov goes in. There you see it now. This is a charging foul. Well, it's an elbow, definitely.
No way. I tell you what, Mickey, that would not have been called on
Roy, I'll go back
Trikala's home court.
I'll go back to the coaching manual that says if you're sliding in a defensive slide and the offense pushes you out the way with an elbow, that is an offensive foul. Great defense. But you're right, doesn't get called very often.
Baptiste misses the layup, and here go Trikala. They trail by 19. That's got to go in. It's a long way out, and he misses by the veritable country mile. Here's Drew Nicholas.
Well, the problem was only 4 black shirts in the picture there. It meant they didn't have all 5 in the same half. They got to control it. Avery will slow it down. I'm sure he'll may not even give it up here.
Yeah, we had a couple of minutes of uncontrolled basketball there, really.
This is what teams will do when they come to the Wacker.
Look at Jasikevic just moving his feet on defense and asking for help as well, asking for some communication from teammates. And the communication comes across, and it's Mike Batiste the foul.
And Avery's done well there. He's noticed that the shot clock's run down. He's drawn the foul. They get another 24 seconds. Batista sits down.
The work of Mike Batiste appreciated there by Coach Obradovic. Knows just exactly how much effort Batiste puts into the game. Not just on offense, but grabbing loose balls, grabbing rebounds, setting picks. Great player that Mike Batiste is.
That's why they've got Avery in the game. Create situations like that. They couldn't finish it, Trikala.
Jasikevic just does sometimes overdo the no-look pass there, and sometimes it's for show.
Oh, he's brimming with confidence, that's for sure.
Foul there, Jasikevic.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that defense is really part of the game that he really enjoys these days. It's the offensive side, the showman side of things.
One of the abiding memories of recent basketball games, as far as I'm concerned, Mickey, is the face of Jasikevic when he went back to Barcelona the week before last and wanted so desperately to have a good game against his previous club, but scored 6 points and his team were annihilated. And the look of anguish on his face was memorable, I tell you. And the crowd, the Barcelona crowd, were really letting him know as well.
Well, that'll be some matchup in the return.
Yeah, revenge is sweet. It's a 19-point lead for Pana at the moment with just over 5 to go in the fourth. And nothing is dropping for Trikala.
Yeah, it's a really disappointing few of minutes for them. They really can't get anything going. Look at that. It's Papachristos there, just hustling after a rebound.
Now, you can't fault Trikala for the effort that they're putting into this. They've come into the Lions' den and made a good fist of it.
Oh, what a block.
What a block there from Massey.
Yeah, Massey did well. Not seen much of him this game.
Sakota the rebound, Sakota the defense, and that's been called offensive as well. Nothing is happening for Trikala.
No, Bogdanov goes up. He goes over the back of Sakota, gets the foul, but Papachristos, I like the way he's working very hard. You see the action replay of Massey's block. Pepperoglu wanted a foul on that. No way.
Yeah, he gets to the stage late in the game when it's a 19-point difference between the teams, and maybe the referees turn off. Massey there looking in disbelief. Foul? What foul, ref?
Roy, interesting play about that was the pick and roll was so high up the floor. It's almost like a straight pick and roll. Very difficult to guard, that's for sure. Which is why Spanoulis ended up going straight to the hoop, because the defense didn't really know which way he was coming around the screen.
Interesting talking about pick and rolls nowadays, because we interviewed Ettore Messina, the coach of CSKA Moscow, EuroLeague champions, and he says he's trying to get his team away from relying very much on the pick and roll. He wants his players to play give and go, a lot more cutting moves, and he reckons that the pick and roll is too easy to defend against nowadays, and you get more the negatives of pick and roll outweigh the positives as far as he's concerned. So interesting philosophy on the game there from a world-renowned coach, going away from the pick and roll.
Well, don't forget, he's talking about the very highest level,
yep,
which is Panathinaikos, Olympiacos, and both of these teams we've seen over the last couple of weeks will switch a pick and roll, full stop. 6'10" ends up guarding the point guard, because they figure that's the way we train. We train these big guys to guard the you see Massey steps out of bounds there, and the good defense from Nicholas. So they practice to switch the pick and roll. So that negates the pick and roll straight away.
That may be a situation, though, where what Ettore Messina is saying is that because teams practice defending the pick and roll so much, he's not going to employ it. So, you know, teams are wasting an awful lot of practice time.
For sure, and I totally agree with that, and that's exactly what happens. Yep, you practice the defending the pick and roll, because it can be a very destructive tool. There's no doubt about it. So you come up with a philosophy that negates it. We've got a man on the floor here, and I think it was Nicolaides shot the three.
Yeah, just to finish off that topic we were talking about, the pick and roll there, the Greeks use the pick and roll superbly. They are the past masters of using the pick and roll. They beat the Americans in the World Championships in 2006 by using the pick and roll, and the Americans couldn't handle it at all. So perhaps what Ettore Messina is saying, that he anticipates playing against Panathinaikos and Olympiacos later stages of the EuroLeague, so he's going to not use the pick and roll very much. Regular season Greek League, and it's Panathinaikos leading Trikala, top versus bottom, and it's a 21-point lead at the moment.
And there's that switch right there, Roy, in the pick and roll and the rotation round. Beautiful play from Panathinaikos defensively. But something they would have gone over and over again in practice.
Drew Nicholas into the corner. Hatzravitas, number 10, getting a lot of court time in this second half. And Trikala the rebound. Now, they haven't scored an easy basket in this period, and they still haven't done that, but they are now at least on the foul line. Foul against Nick Hatzravitas.
Yeah, Papachristos was going all the way. He's had a few good runs at the hoop, not being called as fouls, but this one was, and it's easy to see, an easy call for the ref.
Timeout called by Coach Obradovic of Panathinaikos. Well,
it's Bogdanov there on the end of the bench. He took the hit the floor. He's obviously feeling the effects, Roy. He's getting some physio treatment. And
this is the last thing that Coach Christopoulos of Trikala needs. He's got Nick Katsaris out, suffering from an adductor injury. He's out for a week. His 29-year-old guard, George Leponitius, is out with a back injury, as indeed is 25-year-old forward Dimitrios Charitopoulos. And he's got another guard out as well, Kaklamanis. He's out with a shoulder injury. So injuries galore for Coach Christopoulos of Trikala to sort out, and he's got another one now.
He's holding his wrist, so it's obviously the bandage is going on that wrist there. And you'd wonder with a wrist injury, you need to get an x-ray straight away just to make sure there's no little bone in there broken, which easily happens.
And by contrast, Coach Zelko Obradovic of Panathinaikos has a man back from injury. That's Vasilis Spanoulis. Been out for well, best part of 5 weeks now, but Spanoulis, a key player for Panathinaikos, is back.
Look at that, not a player above 11 points for Panathinaikos. Peparoglu, Stratus Peparoglu, 24 years old, making a name for himself. But you can see with some of the passes that have come to him under the basket, playing for this team must be very, very easy and comfortable for a player like him, who just gets to the right positions and the ball gets up in his hands.
Well, they can't even score the foul shots. Papachristos there missing the second one. So it remains at a 21-point Panathinaikos lead with 3.5 to go in the fourth. Rebound grabbed by Papachristos. Here's William Avery. Testament to the desire of Panathinaikos. Even when they're leading by 20, they will not allow an easy score against them. Look at the defense. And the foul.
And that would be poor defense for me. It's Hatzravitas that's got the foul. Nikolaides goes up, and really got to get your arms out the way of that one. You know he's going to go up and make a power move to the hoop. It's his right arm that comes down there, just leans over the offensive player Nikolaides. An easy 2-point opportunity here.
I'll tell you what, Mickey, these the Greek cameramen really know what they're doing, don't they? Some great action replays here, right down courtside, and getting just about everything that's interesting back on a replay.
Oh, they're spot on. Great camera work. And you've got to love this Greek league on Eurosport too. It's high quality basketball.
And Massey there, another foul against Trikala.
Massey's had a hard day. I think he's probably got more fouls than points. He's not used to guarding, and he's fouled out. Not used to guarding players that far away from the basket.
17 minutes on the floor, 5 fouls, 4 points. As you say, more fouls than points.
And another foul. Djukanovic fouls Sasaris. And it's a quiet, eerie end to this game, Roy. It's Trikala have come here, they've played hard, they've worked hard, but they've playing against one of the top teams in Europe.
Yeah, the problem for Coach Ioannis Christopoulos is he's going to go away, look at the stats of this and say, okay, we lost by 20, 30, whatever it's going to be, and we worked our socks off. And you cannot decry the effort that Trikala have put into this game. They really have worked very, very hard indeed, and yet they're still 20 points down. So the difference between the top 2 teams in Greece and the rest, well, it's 20 points, unfortunately. And as opposed to the Spanish league, where everybody can beat everybody, That's what the Greek authorities have got to look at. Try and increase the awareness of basketball in Greece. It's got to be a competitive league, and at the moment it isn't.
Sasaris, secondary break you'd call that. The ball goes to the wing. Spanoulis, Sasaris, 1-2 steps off the backboard, just gets the ball to roll in. And the foul accorded to Hadismidis. In
the Greek league, Panathinaikos are away at Panathinaikos next. Panathinaikos, we've seen them on Eurosport 2 now in the form of Anthony Grundy of Panathinaikos. Panathinaikos should have a tougher task there. And then in 2 weeks' time, Panathinaikos are at home to the mighty Olympiakos, the re-emerging Olympiakos. Olympiakos spent a lot of money close season to try and wrestle this Greek league title away from Panathinaikos, and we'll see whether that money was well spent in a couple of weeks' time here on Eurosport 2.
Olympiakos haven't won the title since 96-97, I think. Panathinaikos have won 10 of the last 11 Greek titles.
And we'll see in a couple of weeks' time whether the 20 million three-year contract, 20 million euro three-year contract that Olympiakos have paid Josh Childress, whether that was money well spent. Personally speaking, it's just my personal thoughts, I think Childress is a little bit lightweight for this for the EuroLeague. He scored 8 points the other night in Sabona, and Sabona did a great job on defense on him. So we will see whether that was money well spent or not. Trikala on the break, and Papachristos throws it down. That's the easiest score they've had this second half.
Papachristos shows what elevation he's got. Goes up, two hands off two legs. Throws it down.
So it's back to a 19-point advantage for Panathinaikos with under 2 to go. Here's Drew Nicholas.
Good defense here from Trikala. Oh, that's good.
Sasaris throws it down. Great pass there.
That's the Panathinaikos throw down.
It's Spanoulis the assist. And Sasaris, thank you very much. You don't defend those. Or if you do, then you get a broken wrist.
Spanoulis getting a great defensive workout here. Good to see him back playing for Panathinaikos. They're going to need him for the EuroLeague.
Rebound Sasaris. Oh, he can dribble as well.
Back, yeah, showing his array of skills.
80 seconds remaining in the fourth. And a little push in the back. Sasaris draws the foul again.
Yeah, Nikolaides picks up a foul. He wasn't supposed to be guarding Sasaris. A mismatch on the pick and roll.
Interesting first aid on the shoulder of Nikolaides there. That's not cosmetic. That's a little bandage. And Sasaris on the line for Panathinaikos. As Nikolaides. Nikolaides takes the seat. Great example there of concentration, even when the game is won. Sasaris focus on the rim and just buries both foul shots.
Well, you know, Obradovic is not going to settle anything less than true professionalism, concentration right to the end. Doesn't matter what the score is, they're going to play as hard as they can. It's all in the training, all in the practice, the discipline.
Yeah, that was the problem in Barcelona. Batis couldn't understand what happened in Barcelona. He said that was the least professional performance that he's seen in his 6 years here at Panathinaikos. And Coach Obradovic stepped in training to dispel any lazy thoughts amongst his players.
Well, he met Juan Carlos Navarro. That's what happened in Barcelona. 21 points in the game.
Well, that's a rarity indeed. Trikala score without committing a shot clock violation. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Good out of bounds, nice and simple. Drew Nicholas was unaware of what was happening. And 2 easy points for Trikala. 40 seconds remaining. It's a 21-point lead for Panathinaikos. And there's a turnover. Well, yeah, little fingertip there. Astravitas threw the ball away.
It was a very empty bench there for Trikala. Roy, you talk about 9 players, only 4 on the bench. They're very seldom seen at this level.
Well, only 2 of them are actually capable of coming on because they've got 2 injuries there as well. So a little bit threadbare on the Trikala bench. 10 on the shot clock. And the guy I was demeaning in the first half, Fountas, misses an open 3.
Yeah, he wasn't sure about that at all. No confidence in the legs.
And the foul. So Trikala on the foul line. Meaningless foul shots, really. The foul against Sotsaris. But another win here for Panathinaikos. They go 5-0. Trikala go 0-4. The discrepancy in number of games played as a result of the court action taken against the teams that were promoted from the second division this year. But it's all been sorted out now, we understand, or we hope rather. And the crowd here at the Owaka Arena appreciative of the fact that Panathinaikos are back playing well, back on track, and awaiting the visit in 2 weeks' time of the mighty Olympiakos. What a game that'll be. We'll show it here on Eurosport 2. Can't wait, really. It's a big win here, as expected, for Panathinaikos, as Coach Obradovic shakes the hand of his opposite number, Giannis Christopoulos. Eventually.
Somewhere along there, they're going to shake hands, coach to coach.
Well, Panathinaikos shaking hands with each other at the moment. But, eventually, Coach Obradovic finds an opponent. There he is, Coach Christopoulos. So, a big win here for Panathinaikos over Trikala. Panathinaikos 5-0. Trikala remain at the bottom of the league. From me, Roy Birch, and from Mickey Bett, goodbye.